A Minnesota teenager is back home tonight after spending a week in the hospital fighting a rare complication of COVID-19.
13-year-old Hudson Ash is recovering from a mystery diagnosis, a multi-system inflammatory syndrome known as MIS-C. As WCCO's Liz Collin found, he still faces a long road ahead.
We have 4 kids, and he is our healthiest.
After a COVID-19 exposure at the beginning of October, Hudson Ash quarantined with his older brother for 2 weeks, never developing any symptoms. Days later, that changed.
Monday, October 26th, he started a fever that afternoon.
Again, they were back in quarantine, and Hudson went in for a checkup.
The doctor honestly looked at him and said, I really don't think he has COVID. All that Hudson really had at that point was a fever.
He took a COVID test on October 28th.
Really, from the 28th, he just went downhill, is what I would say.
2 days later, the 13-year-old's fever climbed to 105 degrees.
He had body aches, joint aches. He couldn't get up and move without us helping him.
Still, doctors leaned toward a monodiagnosis until he went by ambulance from a Wilmer clinic to Children's Hospital.
The whole thing with not being able to be in the ambulance with him.
Finally, with a positive COVID result.
He was starting to have kidney failure, liver failure, and was very, very sick.
Doctors determined Hudson was suffering from the inflammatory syndrome MIS-C. Minnesota's recorded 31 cases of the rare COVID complication since May.
They had to cardiovert him and try to get his heart back into rhythm, not once, but twice, which was awful.
It's believed a COVID infection can happen in a child several weeks before MIS-C sets in.
Our desire is really just to help other people realize that this is out there, and it's not something that's just in New York or, New Jersey. It's here.
After 8 days in the hospital, Hudson went home. The Ashes hope his story might keep others from taking chances in the months ahead.
Yes, it's wear the mask, wash your hands. And I think the other piece, staying home when you're sick.
Liz Collin, WCCO 4 News.
Hudson will have physical therapy a few times a week and remain on powerful medicine to help him recover. Doctors say it could take 6 months for him to feel normal again. The main symptoms of MIS-C to watch for include fever and GI symptoms. Rash, red eyes, and swelling can also be signs.